Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today. We've got an incredible story about one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the 1964 Lincoln penny. It may seem like just another penny, but hold on, because this particular coin has a surprising history and a value that might just blow your mind. If you've ever wondered whether that old penny sitting in your coin jar could be worth more than its face value, today's video is for you. We're diving deep into the 1964 Lincoln penny, its history, and why one of these coins recently sold for an astonishing $1.8 million. Yes, $1.8 million. Stick around as we explore why this coin is so valuable, how to spot the rare 1964 penny worth a fortune, and what you need to know about its history. Let's get started. Section 1. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we talk about the 1964 Lincoln penny's value, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and Lincoln's portrait has appeared on the obverse, front, of the coin ever since. The reverse, back, of the coin has gone through several changes over the years, starting with the wheat stalks design, known as the wheat penny, which was in use from 1909 to 1958. In 1959, the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse, which you'll find on the 1964 Lincoln penny. This new design was meant to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Memorial reverse shows a detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial Building, which is located in Washington, D.C. This design remained in use until 2008, when it was replaced by a new reverse featuring a shield. So, the 1964 Lincoln penny falls right in the middle of this iconic period, making it an important part of U.S. coinage history. But what makes the 1964 version so interesting and valuable is the fact that it contains certain characteristics that are worth a closer look. Section 2. The value of the 1964 Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, what makes the 1964 Lincoln penny so valuable? Is it the simple fact that it's a rare coin? Well, not exactly. The value of most 1964 pennies is pretty much what you'd expect at just 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting. There are a very small number of 1964 pennies that are actually worth much more than that. In particular, we're talking about the 1964 Lincoln penny that has a rare minting error called the double die error. This error happens when a coin is struck multiple times, leading to a noticeable doubling effect on the design. In the case of the 1964 Lincoln penny, this doubling can be seen clearly on the lettering and numbers on the obverse, including the word Liberty and the date 1964. Now, here's why this matters. Error coins like the 1964 double die penny are highly sought after by collectors, because they're rare, unique, and often show an interesting flaw in the minting process that adds to their appeal. A coin with such an obvious, visually striking error can sell for a lot more than its face value, and in some cases, it can sell for an incredible amount. Section 3. How much is the 1964 double die penny worth? Now, we've got to talk numbers. You might be asking, how much could a 1964 Lincoln penny with a double die error be worth? While most 1964 pennies are worth just 1 cent, the value of a 1964 double die penny can be in the hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, depending on the condition and rarity of the coin. In fact, a 1964 Lincoln double die penny was recently sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.8 million. Yes, you read that right, a single penny, valued as just 1 cent when it was originally minted, sold for over $1 million. This particular coin was in excellent condition, showing clear and pronounced doubling on the lettering and date, which made it especially valuable to collectors. While not every 1964 double die penny will fetch $1.8 million, it's not uncommon for these error coins to sell for anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000 or more, depending on their quality and the strength of the doubling. But it's that rare, high-quality example like the one that fetched $1.80 million that really sets the bar for how much a 1964 Lincoln double die penny can be worth. Section 4, How to identify a valuable 1964 Lincoln double-die penny. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 1964 double-die penny? Fortunately, identifying these era coins isn't too difficult if you know what to look for. Here are the key steps to identifying the 1964 Lincoln double-die penny. 1. Examine the doubling. The most obvious feature of the 1964 double-die penny is the doubling effect on the lettering and the numbers on the obverse. The word Liberty is one of the first places you should look. In a double-die penny, the top of the letters will appear more than once, creating a slight shadow or offset effect. Similarly, check the date 1964 for the same kind of doubling. 2. Inspect the mint mark. The D mint mark on the 1964 penny indicates it was minted at the Denver Mint. Be sure to check the mint mark carefully. A well-defined mint mark will help confirm that the coin is a genuine 1964 D penny. 3. Look for the condition. The condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its value. A penny that has been heavily worn or scratched will not fetch as much as one that is in near-perfect condition. Look for a coin that has sharp details, clear edges, and minimal wear. Coins in higher grades, such as MS-65 or better, can be worth far more than lower-graded ones. 4. Examine the obverse in detail. In addition to Liberty and the date, closely inspect the other elements on the front of the coin, including the portrait of Abraham Lincoln. If the doubling is present in other areas as well, this will make the coin even more valuable. Section 5. Getting your coin graded. Once you've identified your potential 1964 double-die penny, it's important to get it professionally graded. Grading is a process in which experts evaluate the condition of the coin, which can significantly affect its market value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Two major grading services, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are trusted by collectors and dealers. If your 1964 penny has a clear doubling error and is in good condition, submitting it for grading will give you an official evaluation and increase your chances of selling it for a higher price. Section 6. Conclusion. The 1964 Lincoln penny may seem like just another ordinary penny, but in reality, it's a coin that holds incredible value for collectors. The double-die error, when present, can turn this seemingly common penny into a rare treasure worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. If you happen to find a 1964 Lincoln penny with the double-die error in good condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1964 Lincoln penny and its surprising value, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment with any questions you might have, and subscribe to the channel for more content on rare coins and numismatic treasures. Keep an eye on your pocket change. You never know when you might find a coin that could be worth more than you think. And screen. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more videos about rare coins and valuable discoveries. You might just find your next $1 million treasure in your pocket. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today. We've got a truly fascinating coin to talk about. It's one that could be sitting in your pocket right now, worth far more than you think. We're diving into the world of the 1973 D Lincoln penny. A coin that might not seem extraordinary at first glance, but has the potential to be worth up to $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, a $1.5 million. How is this possible? How could a simple penny, which is worth only 1 cent, end up with such an incredible value? In today's video, we'll explore the history of the 1973 D Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, and how you can spot this rare and valuable coin. Let's get started. Section 1. A brief history of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into the specifics of the 1973 D Lincoln penny, let's take a moment to understand the history behind the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was designed by artist Victor David Brenner to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over time, the design of the penny has changed, but one thing that has remained consistent is the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, which has become one of the most iconic portraits in U.S. coinage. Originally, the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured two stalks of wheat, which became known as the wheat penny design. This design lasted from 1909 until 1958, when it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design, which we're still familiar with today. The 1973D penny features this Lincoln Memorial reverse, and it is part of the series of pennies struck with this design between 1959 and 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is an important part of the penny's history, as it was created to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1973D penny so special is a rare and valuable minting error that occurred during production. Section 2. The 1973D Lincoln penny and its unique value. Now, let's get into why the 1973D Lincoln penny is so valuable. Most of the pennies from this year were minted without any major issues or errors, but that's not the case for all of them. Some of the 1973D pennies have an extremely rare error that makes them highly sought after by collectors. The double die error. The double die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once, resulting in the design elements A such as the letters and numbers A appearing doubled. This error typically shows up in the letters of Liberty and the date 1973 on the obverse of the coin. The double die effect can range from a slight doubling to a very obvious, bold doubling that is easy to spot with the naked eye. Now, you might be wondering, why does this make the 1973D penny worth so much money? Well, the answer lies in the rarity and desirability of these error coins. In the world of coin collecting, error coins, especially ones that are as striking as a double die, are highly coveted. A coin that features such an obvious error is considered a major find, and collectors will pay top dollar for these rare pieces. Section 3. How much is the 1973D Lincoln penny worth? You're probably wondering how much a 1973D double die penny is really worth. Well, the price depends on a few factors, such as the severity of the doubling, the condition of the coin, and whether it has been professionally graded. In recent years, some 1973D double die pennies have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with the most valuable example fetching a jaw-dropping $1.5 million at auction. This particular coin was in excellent condition, and the doubling was clearly visible, which made it incredibly desirable to collectors. For a penny to be worth this much, it needs to be in near-perfect condition, meaning it must have sharp details, no major damage, and minimal wear. A penny that is in lower condition, say, one that has been circulated heavily and shows signs of wear, would still be valuable but would likely be worth much less. Even a 1973D penny with minor doubling could fetch several $1,000s if it's in good condition, but if you've got a high-grade specimen, you could be holding onto a real treasure. Section 4. How to identify the valuable 1973D double die penny. Now that we know just how valuable the 1973D Lincoln penny can be, the next question is, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare error coins? Here's how to identify the valuable 1973D double die penny. 1. Examine the doubling. The most obvious feature of the double die penny is the doubling effect on the design. Look closely at the word Liberty and the date 1973 on the obverse, the front side, of the coin. On a double die penny, you'll see a noticeable doubling of the letters and numbers, particularly around the top of the figures. The doubling effect should be clear and easily visible with the naked eye. 2. Check the mint mark. The D mint mark on the 1973D penny indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is located just below the date, to the right. Be sure to check the mint mark carefully, as it helps confirm the coin's authenticity. 3. Look for the condition. The condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its value. Coins that have been heavily circulated and worn down will not command the same high price as those in near mint condition. If your 1973D penny has sharp details, clean surfaces, and little to no wear, it could be worth significantly more. Higher grade coins are more likely to fetch the highest prices at auction. Section 5. Getting your coin graded. If you think you've found a 1973D penny with a double die error, the next step is to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading is essential because it helps determine the condition of the coin, which directly affects its value. There are two major grading services that coin collectors trust: the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations will evaluate your coin's condition and assign it a grade, typically on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1973D double die penny that is graded as MS65 or higher could fetch a high price at auction. Once your coin is graded, you'll have a better understanding of its value, and you can decide whether to keep it in your collection or sell it. Section 6. Conclusion. The 1973D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can be worth a small fortune when it has the right characteristics. The rare double die error, combined with the coin's condition, can result in a penny that is worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. If you happen to have a 1973D penny in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it might be a rare error coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of numismatics, the 1973D Lincoln penny is a coin that can really surprise you with its value. Keep an eye out for this penny, and who knows, you might just have a $1.5 million treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1973D Lincoln penny and its amazing value, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on rare coins, hidden treasures, and everything you need to know about numismatics. Until next time, keep searching. Your next rare coin could be waiting for you. And screen. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more videos about rare coins and valuable treasures. You won't want to miss out on the next exciting episode from the world of numismatics. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just someone who's interested in hidden treasures, then today's video is definitely for you. We're going to talk about a specific coin that might be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket right now. It's the 1978 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny, but what if I told you that it could be worth as much as $1.2 million? That's right, the 1978 Lincoln penny, with the right characteristics and conditions, could be worth a staggering amount of money. But how does a simple penny, which normally holds only a cent in value, end up becoming so valuable? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today: the history, the value, and the rare qualities that make this coin a collector's dream. Section 1. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1978 penny, let's take a moment to understand the Lincoln penny as a whole. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, this coin has become one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage, with its classic portrait of President Lincoln gracing the obverse and the reverse going through a few design changes. From its introduction in 1909 until 1958, the reverse featured two stalks of wheat, which became known as the wheat penny. In 1959, the design shifted to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design would continue until 2008, but the 1978 penny falls under the classic Lincoln Memorial design, which gives it historical significance. The 1978 penny is just one example from a decade filled with coins that are often overlooked by casual collectors. But that doesn't mean this penny doesn't hold value. Let's take a closer look at why the 1978 Lincoln penny is so special. Section 2. What makes the 1978 Lincoln penny unique? In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. However, not all of them are equal when it comes to value. Most 1978 pennies are just your standard copper-plated zinc coins. But here's where things get interesting. There's a rare variety of the 1978 Lincoln penny that has caught the eye of serious coin collectors. It all comes down to a small, yet significant, minting error. While most of the 1978 pennies were produced with standard dies, a few were struck with an error that caused a noticeable misalignment of the design. This error, known as the double die, results in a doubling effect on the letters and numbers of the coin, most commonly seen on the words Liberty and the date 1978. Now, the double die error is not unique to 1978. It happens from time to time with different coins and years. I bet when it appears on a 1978 Lincoln penny, it can result in a coin that's worth significantly more than its face value. This is because, in the world of coin collecting, error coins are highly prized. The more noticeable and clear the error, the more valuable the coin. Section 3, the value of the 1978 Lincoln penny. So, how much is a 1978 Lincoln penny worth? Well, as with any coin, the value depends largely on its rarity, condition, and the specific error it might contain. The most valuable 1978 Lincoln pennies are those that exhibit the double die error A, and they're not easy to come by. When these error pennies are in excellent condition, they can fetch hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars at auction. In fact, in recent years, one particular 1978 double die penny sold for an astonishing $1.2 million. This particular coin was in almost perfect condition and featured a very clear and prominent doubling error, which made it incredibly valuable to collectors. The $1.2 million price tag sent shockwaves through the numismatic community and highlighted just how much a rare, well-preserved coin can be worth. But keep in mind, most 1978 pennies don't come close to that kind of value. If you find a 1978 Lincoln penny that shows a noticeable doubling error, it could still be worth several hundred or even a few $1,000s depending on its condition and how obvious the error is. Section 4, how to identify the valuable 1978 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be wondering, could I have one of these valuable 1978 pennies? Here's how you can identify whether your penny is worth more than just 1 cent. 1. Look for the double die error. The most important thing to check for is the doubling on the lettering and numbers. Look closely at the word Liberty and the date 1978 on a double die penny. You'll see a noticeable doubling effect, where the top of the letters and numbers appear more than once. 2. Check the mint mark. The 1978 penny was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D mint mark on a penny indicates it was struck at the Denver mint, and it's particularly important to check for errors on Denver minted coins. The mint mark is located just beneath the date, to the right of the year. 3. Examine the condition. The condition of the coin is critical when it comes to its value. A penny that has been heavily circulated or worn down will be worth far less than one in excellent or uncirculated condition. Coin collectors look for pennies with minimal wear and clear, sharp details. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be. For example, a penny graded as MS65 or higher can be worth far more than one that's been through years of circulation. Section 5. How to get your 1978 Lincoln penny graded. If you believe you've found a valuable 1978 penny, the next step is to have it graded. Grading is a process where a professional organization evaluates the coin's condition and assigns a grade based on factors like wear, centering, and overall appearance. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. To get your coin graded, you can send it to a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Once your coin is graded, it will have an official grade, which will give you a better idea of its value in the marketplace. Grading a rare penny like the 1978 double die error is an important step, as it gives potential buyers confidence in the coin's authenticity and condition. If you decide to sell your coin, having it professionally graded can increase its value significantly. Section 6. Conclusion. The 1978 Lincoln penny may seem like just another penny to most people, but to collectors, it's much more than that. With its potential for rare minting errors, especially the double die error, the 1978 penny has become one of the most valuable coins of the modern era. If you happen to find one of these rare pennies in your collection, it could be worth a fortune. In some cases, even up to $1.2 million. The key to unlocking the value of the 1978 Lincoln penny is identifying the rare double die error, examining the condition, and getting the coin professionally graded. If you've got a 1978 penny that looks like it could be special, don't just let it sit there. Get it checked out. It could be your ticket to a small fortune. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1978 Lincoln penny and its surprising value, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Who knows, maybe the next rare coin you find will be worth $1 million. See you in the next video and screen. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for more coin collecting tips and hidden treasures. You won't want to miss the next exciting episode from the world of numismatics. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or just enjoy discovering hidden treasures, then this video is going to be right up your alley. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable pennies in modern U.S. history, the 1987 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might just look like another regular penny you might find in your pocket, but what if I told you that this simple coin could be worth as much as $1.2 million? Yes, you heard me right, the $1.2 million. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1987 Lincoln penny, how this coin gained such extraordinary value, and what makes it so special. We'll also discuss how you can identify if you've got one of these rare, high-value coins. So, let's dive right in. Section 1. The history of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into the specifics of the 1987 Lincoln penny, it's important to understand the history behind the Lincoln penny itself. First introduced in 1909. The Lincoln penny has become one of the most recognized coins in U.S. history. The design was created by artist Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the penny has featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse ever since. For many years, the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured two stalks of wheat, known as the wheat penny design, which was used from 1909 until 1958. In 1959, the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This design remained on the penny until 2008. The 1987 penny falls under this Lincoln Memorial reverse design, and it's part of a long line of pennies struck with this image. It's not unusual for the 1987 penny to be mistaken for just another copper-plated penny, but a closer look can reveal something truly extraordinary. Section 2. The 1987 Lincoln penny and its surprising value. So, what makes the 1987 Lincoln penny worth such a large sum of money? Well, the truth is, most 1987 pennies are just like any other penny in circulation. They are made from copper-plated zinc and were minted in large numbers. In fact, billions of pennies were minted in 1987 at the Denver Mint, and most of them are worth only 1 cent. However, like many rare coins, it's the errors that make the 1987 penny stand out. Specifically, there are a small number of 1987 pennies that were struck with the minting error that makes them exceptionally rare and highly valuable to collectors. The most famous of these errors is the double die error, where the die that strikes the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. This error can be seen clearly on the lettering and numbers on the obverse side of the penny, especially in the word Liberty and the date 1987. The doubling effect can vary, from subtle to very obvious, but the clearer the doubling, the more valuable the coin. In the world of numismatics, coins with this type of error are highly sought after, and the 1987 double die penny is no exception. When the right 1987 penny with this error is found in excellent condition, it can fetch incredibly high prices at auction. Section 3. The value of the 1987 Lincoln penny. So how much can a 1987 Lincoln penny be worth? The answer depends on a few important factors: the condition of the coin, the severity of the doubling error, and whether the coin has been professionally graded. In recent years, A rare 1987D double-die penny has been known to sell for as much as $1.2 million. This was for a coin that was in nearly perfect condition with a clearly visible doubling error. Coins in excellent condition, with minimal wear and strong, clear doubling, are what collectors are looking for. The more pronounced the error and the better the condition, the higher the price the coin can command. For example, some 1987D double-die pennies, even those that are in less than perfect condition, can still be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. If you find a 1987D penny with even a minor doubling effect, it could be worth much more than face value, especially if it's in good condition. Section 4. How to identify the valuable 1987D double-die penny. You're probably wondering how you can tell if you've got one of these valuable 1987D Lincoln pennies. Fortunately, it's not too difficult to spot a double-die penny if you know what to look for. Here's a guide on how to identify the 1987D double-die penny. 1. Examine the doubling. The key feature of a double-die penny is the doubling of the design, especially in the word Liberty and the date 1987. Look carefully at the letters. In a double-die penny, you'll notice that the top of the letters might appear more than once. The doubling effect should be clear, and in some cases, it can be so obvious that even a beginner can spot it. 2. Check the mint mark. The D mint mark on the 1987 penny indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint. You can find the mint mark just below the date. Make sure the D is clear and properly stamped, as this helps confirm the coin's authenticity. 3. Look for strong condition. The condition of the coin is critical. A heavily worn penny with a doubling error won't be worth as much as one in excellent condition. If the coin has sharp details, a clean surface, and minimal wear, it will be much more valuable. Coins that are graded MS65 or higher have the best chances of reaching top dollar. 4. Inspect the date and other details. Double-check the date and any other details on the coin to ensure that there are no other signs of wear, damage, or additional errors that could affect the value. Section 5. Getting your coin graded. Once you've identified your 1987D penny and are confident that it has a doubling error, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Grading is crucial because it helps determine the coin's overall quality, and therefore, its market value. There are two major professional grading services for coins: the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services will evaluate your coin's condition, assign a grade, and issue a certificate that can significantly increase its value when it's time to sell or auction it. A coin with a higher grade, such as MS65 or better, will be more valuable than one in lower condition. So, if you think you found a rare 1987D double-die penny, getting it graded is an essential step in determining its true worth. Section 6. Conclusion. The 1987D Lincoln penny may seem like a standard coin, but in reality, it could be hiding a rare and valuable minting error. The double-die error is what sets the 1987D penny apart and can make it worth an incredible amount of money, with some coins selling for as much as $1.2 million. If you come across a 1987D penny that exhibits the double-die error, it's worth having it professionally graded to determine its true value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started in the world of numismatics, it's always exciting to discover hidden treasures. Keep an eye out for those pennies, and you never know when you might stumble upon a rare find that could change your life. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1987D Lincoln penny, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on rare coins and valuable treasures. Who knows, the next coin you find might just be worth a small fortune. And screen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on another exciting coin discovery. Keep your eyes peeled for your next rare find.